What makes a top trainer? An eye for a horse in the sale ring, an instinct for when to press on and when to hold off, the patience to wait for ability to come through, plus shrewd placement and the ability to make life fun for owners. Barry Hills had it all.
He's immensely popular. We shared a house in Barbados for a few years, and the only problem with sharing a house with Barry is the whole of the island used to come at all times of day and night to have drinks with him. I've never known anybody as popular as Barry or as welcoming to a continuous stream of people who used to invade the house.
And nothing came ladled from a silver spoon. Starting his career as a 5-shilling-a-week apprentice and ending as the owner of the state-of-the-art training complex he created at Farringdon Place, he epitomises the self-made man.
He had a fantastic background in racing, but what one would term as real grassroots background. You know, his father trained before the war ponies, you know, North Oldham, Hawthorne Hill. He came through the pony club, the hunting, and right the way through to being travelling ad lad for John Oxley before he trained. So he has such a background of it that it's absolutely, everything about horses is in his bones.
He loves a bet, liked his lads to be punters, and it all began with a gamble. The £60,000 Barry won on frankincense in the Lincoln as a head lad in 1968 enabled him to buy Lester Piggott's father's stable. Within 5 years, he'd won the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe with Rheingold, an agonisingly close second to the Piggott-ridden Roberto in the previous year's Derby. And how many smacks did he get in the final furlong? The Derby defied Hills, though there were 3 more seconds, but he took the ledger with Munax, the 1,000 guineas with Enstone Spark and Ganati, the 2,000 with Tap on Wood and Haft.
And it's Haft for Guineas glory!
Dad had him in great form for the Craven, and when we got Guineas Day, then, you know, he just got that little bit more out of him, and, you know, he travelled beautifully, and, you know, he won great. I mean, it was more relief for me, and Dad was very confident going into the race. It was just a day to remember. And then, of course, you know, Snowy, who was, you know, Dad's head lad for God knows how long. He was leading me up, it was his horse, it was his pet. And it was just one of those fairy tale races, really. You know, I never forget pulling up and just thinking that, you know, I'd done my bit, and I was very proud to do it.
3,000 plus winners included many more milestones. 13 juvenile races with the filly Nagua. 5 consecutive Jockey Club Cups with gutsy old Further Flight.
Further Flight does stand out for me. He was a fantastically talented horse, and he had a turn of foot over 2 mile, which is a rare commodity. He was with us for 9 years. I've won on him 22 times. He was just so consistent. About halfway through his career, Dad said to me, "This is a horse in a lifetime." He said, "You won't get nothing like this again." And then when he won his 5th Jockey Club Cup, it was just an achievement and a fantastic training performance. It's unbelievable, it was really.
Barry Hills has always been as impeccably turned out as his horses, and he's been innovator as well as traditionalist. He and his great buddy Robert Sangster brought Steve Cawthon, and with him a new style of jockeyship to Britain.
Barry rang me up and he said that Jimmy Robert wants you to go to America and see if you can persuade Steve Cawthon to come to England to ride for us next season.
Back in 1979, Blackbush Airport, I believe it was, when you came to pick me up in the Mercedes. And I pulled my bags out and said, "Should I put these in the trunk?" And you said, "Over here it's a bloody boot, son." I thought for a second, you know, what am I getting into? But of course, luckily, soon after we got back to South Bank, and Penny, you know, gave me the comforts of home. Mother Hen, as we got to know her, as you called her, you know, was wonderful. She was a superstar, and kept all the brood together, kept us all happy, keeping us out of your way on mornings when it was appropriate not to talk to you.
It was a big step to take to bring an American jockey over here, but he adapted very quickly. But this was Barry. If he wanted something, his determination to get it was unbelievable. And it proved, because Steve, in fact, changed the style of our jockeys in this country. And he got on so well with Barry that they were like father and son more than an employee.
He had a great impression on me, you know, in every way, as a rider and as a person. Of course, I felt like one of your sons, you know, most of the time anyway, but, you know, Richard and Michael and John, and now you've got George and Charles I remember sitting on the back porch when I first got there and you telling me you were going to retire when you were 50, and I guess you finally come of age. Charles is probably glad that you finally turned 50 and you're ready to pass over the reins to him.
Barry Hill's success was achieved despite a never advertised, never complained about battle over more than 20 years with cancer and the septicemia that nearly killed him in Gennadi's great year.
He is extremely stoic. I've never heard him say, "Why me? Why this?" Never, ever complain. And I thought that was a wonderful quality in the man.
Affectionately, they call this brave and determined man Mr. Combustible.
I knew when Barry was recovering from his illness because, we started getting bollockings again, so that was a very good sign in a way that he was back to normal.
A cushion in Penny Hill's elegant drawing room bears the legend, "Sometimes I wake up grumpy, and sometimes I let him sleep." As the trainers and jockeys who learned their trade with Hills in Lambourn or Manton will testify, there's only one way of doing things. The proper way. Barry's way.
He's been an enormous help. He's certainly not frightened to tell me when he thinks I've done anything wrong. I mean, I think his success comes from not only obviously an awful lot of skill and understanding of horses, but huge determination and positiveness. And I think it's something that's sort of pushed him all the way through his life. Not only in training and everything else. He's just, he knows exactly what he's doing, why he's doing it. He's just done it all the way he wanted to do it.
But if he can sometimes be impatient with people, he was always the opposite with his horses. He insists they bloom when they're ready. You cannot force them. Barry Hill's nurtured many racing blooms. Now there'll be more time for his other great love, the garden. But no one imagines there won't be a few growls from the back seat to help Charlie's steering.
Dad, well done on getting this wonderful award. You very much deserve it, and we're all very, very proud of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Barry, we've come a long way together, and there's nobody in that room tonight more justified in receiving this award than you are.
Well done, Barry. You thoroughly deserve everything. You've achieved it all for yourself.
Congratulations, Dad, on a fantastic career. We're all very proud of you for getting this award, and have a great night.
This is an honour that's more than deserved, and to you and all the family that you've created, the dynasty that you've created, nobody could deserve it more, and I just hope you have a wonderful evening.
Dad, I think you thoroughly deserve this award. You've worked so hard over all this time, and you've been a fantastic shining light for all of us to follow. Hard act to follow. Well done.
Have a very good evening. We both believe that racing should be great fun, and I have enjoyed almost every moment, and thanks for everything.
Hello, Dad. Congratulations on your award. I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there this evening, but as you've always said, work comes first. I'm really proud of your achievements over the last 40 years, and I really hope you have a wonderful evening.
Well, there's no man more pleased than I to see Barry Hills win the Cartier Award for his achievements that he has done in racing.
So finally, Barry and Penny, and of course your whole family, all the boys, I'm sure they're. I'd just like to say, congratulations on a great life, a great career. You've meant so much to so many of us. Now it's the time to, kick back, spend a little more time shooting. I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on all the boys and making sure that they're, sticking to their guns. But, have a great retirement, and if you're over in Kentucky, come see me.